Hi, this is Satiris, and in today's post, I want to talk about the sure way to fail at blogging. Now, I've seen so many people start blogs, start websites online, and stuff like that, and I hear all the time, that 90% of people fail online, and so on and so forth. And yes, that may be true, but normally normally people don't understand why 90% of people fail online, and that's what I want to talk about today. Um, what I find is a huge amount of people, right? The hardest part is learning how to put things together, how to set things up, how to do them. And so often, I spend a lot of time helping people to set up their blog, set up their website, set up all their different stuff, which would take them years, take them years of experience, which they haven't got, and years of their time to figure out. And I help them to do it, for a very modest price with my business blog setup package or some of the other trainings that I offer. And basically, a lot of these people actually fail because they don't even write their first blog post. Or they might write maybe 5 blog posts and then quit. Okay? So, like I say, this annoys me so much, I actually feel like I need to shout it from the rooftops. Why? Because people who fail at blogging just don't get it. They just don't get the fact of what they just gave up and what they likely have actually exchanged it for instead. The truth is, we actually live in a society where everyone wants easy street, right? They want everything done for them. They want curry in a hurry. They want to go to drive-thrus even if the junk's killing them, right? Because they can't be bothered to cook, or they don't want to learn to cook, or their parents never taught them to cook. Unfortunately, with most people, common sense just seems to go completely out the window. It's like the part of people's brains that actually figures out the ups and downs of what will happen as a consequence of doing something or not doing something has just got a blockage or seized up completely. All they need is a quick video to come on, push the red button to Easy Street, or drink this coffee and lose weight, change your life and become a millionaire overnight. And they're away galloping, after the opportunity with their wallets out and their credit cards ready, yeah? I mean, really, for me, how can these people be so dumb, right? TV and media advertising has done its job really, really well. And yes, many people just can no longer think for themselves at all or make conscious decisions. They just go around, in a fucking trance, listening to, 3 BS steps to Easy Street. And then when they're broke and miserable, they watch another movie, right? Or they go out looking for the next quick fix before going applying for a load of jobs, find another job, or go crawling back on their hands and knees to social welfare to take care of them because life's too hard, maybe waiting for 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 2 months with no money, no food, miserable, depressed, whatever, because that's what they chose to do, right? Alternatively, they may go looking for the next big guru. I see this a lot, they go looking for the next big guru, right? And of course the big guru has an amazing system and they spend weeks promoting this guru, of course. And of course this guru's credibility now goes up 100,000%, right? He's the guy, everybody's talking about this guru, right? And they're left holding the can, they maybe forked out $50 or $100 or $500 or $1,000, or in some cases I've seen $10,000 and even up to $50,000, right? That they've forked out, or more to promote some fucking guru that they never heard of 2 years ago, right? What do they get in return? If they're lucky, they get 2 or 3 sign-ups who are now the new lucky people to get to hold the guru can, right? I mean, seriously, if you think this is building an online business, then, these people need a brain transplant, okay? If you cannot schedule and commit yourself to sharing 30 pieces of content on your blog over the next few months, right, then I really believe you should not even start a blog in the first place. Just keep chasing the red button software, because it's obviously not for you. Why? Because you're firstly wasting your time, because you're not serious, right? If you won't do like 30 pieces of content, if you can't sit down and write 30 articles, or even outsource 30 articles, or, do 30 videos or 30 audios and post them in your blog, if you can't do it, then you're really not serious, And even worse, if I'm doing it with you and I'm helping you to set up all the stuff, which I, needed 14 years experience to be able to get, right? And I'm spending my time helping you to set it up when you're not serious, there's a lot more productive stuff that I could be doing than babysitting someone who's no intention of actually making 10 cents in their online business. Because if you won't do this stuff, you're not going to make 10 cents in your online business. And that's just a fact, right? How much value does a blogger with no blog posts or one copy and paste blog post provide to the marketplace? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Well, if you sort of put it in a graph sequence, and you looked in the graph, you'd probably see that it would probably provide anywhere from like between 0 and 0.5% of value, right? And, are you going to get rich providing this amount of value to the marketplace? I don't think so. The equivalent would be, going to Microsoft 10 years ago and buying a language translation CD 10 years ago, and you basically opened the CD and there were like 2 words translated from English to Greek, right? I don't think you would ever buy anything again ever from Microsoft, okay? Bill Gates would be living in the street now in a cardboard box, right? He wouldn't be a billionaire, okay? So by not creating your first 30 blog posts, right, this is the actual value you're delivering to your readers. So if you're not doing that, are you going to get rich from it? Right, well, it's hardly likely, is it? Okay. The alternative is, you can get a good job, right? You can get a good job. A job is when you go and you work hard for someone else to build their dream business, right? It's their dream business, their idea of a business you're building, right? And that business is making them money, and that money is to help them to be able to live their dream lifestyle. So you can also help them, as well as building their dream business, you can help them to dream their dream lifestyle, and, maybe they can get their dream home or their dream car or whatever, right? The dream isn't going to be yours, right? Because you're just the employee and you're just getting paid a salary, right? You can become a slave and give 20 to 50% of your income as an employee directly to the government before you get to spend the money as well. So on top of that, as being an employee, the government just take it directly at source. They'll take 20 to 50% of your wages, depending on how high your salary is, okay, before you can even spend it, right, before you get to spend a penny. And of course, not to mention before you get ripped off for all the other taxes that will take from your diesel, from your property taxes, from your, death duty taxes, from your VAT, from your and every other tax that they add on as well after they take the 20 to 50%, right? So, as well as that, what else are you going to get? You're going to maybe you're going to get a pension, right? Okay, you've helped them to create their dream lifestyle, their dream income, their dream car, everything else, and you might get a pension, right? Now, the chances are the pension is going to be worth about 10% of the salary that you're actually getting now working in your job, right? So you can look forward to spending your elder years on earth trying to survive on that after doing 45 years of hard graft, okay? That's a choice that you're making to do, right, by becoming an employee. The question I ask is, why would someone who will not sit for 1 hour, right, a day and make a video or write 500 words of content on their blog be able to actually work hard elsewhere, right? Well, I can answer that for you now, right? And there's a very simple reason for that. If you get a job and do nothing all day, your boss will fire your ass immediately. So if you get a job, you'll be going around and you will be working all the time, because you know if you stop working, you're going to get fired, right? Okay? So instead of working your 1 or 2 hours in your own business and then lazing around for the rest of the day, you prefer to work, a full 8 hours a day with someone on your ass, making you work hard, right? Which is what you should have been doing in the first place, okay, to actually build your business, but you don't want to because it's too hard for you to do it yourself, right? So, if you go back and you actually look and you have started up a blog or website, go back and look at the work you've done since setting up your blog or website. If you put yourself in the place of your boss at work, right? If you hired someone and they made a website, right? And you went a month later, a week later, or 10 days later, and you were paying them, $10 an hour, right? And you went back a week later to that website, and they had done what you have done on your website the last week, would you hire them or would you fire them, right? Would you hire yourself or would you fire yourself? That's the question you need to ask yourself. And if you would fire yourself, then why not just do the work you need to actually hire yourself? And then that way you don't have to go and get a job, right, where you actually will have to do a lot of work, right? I mean, seriously, it just doesn't make any sense, right? The truth is, yes, you can be lazy. You can quit. You can get someone to do all the work to make the blog for you, set up the systems, do that, which loads of people have done with me. And then you can fire yourself, say, oh, I didn't make a blog for 2 months, so I'm just going to stop paying the hosting. I'm just going to stop paying for the website. I'm just going to stop paying the autoresponder, right? You can be lazy, right? And you can fire yourself. That's fine. You can decide that you do not want any passive income from blogging, right? You don't want to build a brand so people come and want to give you money for your advice, for your products and services. Yes, you can decide you don't want to achieve your dreams. You're happier building someone else's instead. But really, is this a sensible thing to do? And the truth is, it isn't. And I see people day after day who go away, they start something, they have a ready-made business, they just need to do a little bit of work every day, and they never start. And it's like my dad used to say, they have swallowed the donkey, right? They've swallowed the donkey, they've made the decision, did the website, got the autoresponder, got it connected, we've done all the work, which I've done the donkey work with them, and then they quit, right? Before they even start, right? And to me, that's crazy. That's crazy. Because 5 years later, those people come back again and say, oh, I hate my job, I got fired again, I'm broke, I'm sick, and I can't work, and there's no income coming in, I want to start an online business. Why just not have done it the first time? Why quit because you're lazy? Because the hard road becomes easy and the easy road becomes hard. The easy road is get someone else to set up a blog for you, start making the first 2 lines and then quit. That's the easy road. But when you're sick and you can't work and you've no income coming in, you're broke and you can't pay your medical bills and you're thrown out in the street and you've no money, that's when it becomes hard, So you need to take a wee bit of the hardness now. The hardness is, calling me and saying what I'm going to write from article, coming up with an idea and writing it. Or, Sateers, how do I make a video? How can I lay out a video? How can I make a video? And how can I find a formula that I can do this all the time easily without, getting stuck, right? This is the hard part, right, that you can do now, right? And later on, when you have passive income coming from your YouTube videos, from your websites, from your products, from your services, from your branding, from your coaching clients, your life can become easier. Or you can take the easy way now, you can quit, you can just say, oh, I'm paying £30 for hosting or whatever, and, well, that's too expensive because I'm not making any money because I haven't done a blog post for the past 3 months. And you can take the easy road now, and then you can suffer later. But that is a decision entirely that you have to make for yourself. It's your life, it's your future, and your family's future, and your income, and you need to just decide. So that's it from me. I just needed to get that point across, because I had someone today who rang me. They rang me a couple of weeks ago, and they said, I'm sick, I can't work, and I've no income coming in for 4 days, and I'm really worried how I'm going to pay stuff and how I'm going to live. Can I start an online business? Right? We spent a day or 2 days setting up our online business. As soon as we got it set up, instead of her making a blog post, she said, I'm feeling better now. I'm going to be too busy because I have clients coming in. Can I quit? I want to quit. Right? So, in another few years when she's sick and she can't work and she's broke and she's no online business, she'll be coming back to me or someone else like me looking to start all over again. And instead of just sitting down for 1 hour a week or 2 hours a week and actually doing a blog post or creating content or doing something and having something that can make her money, she quit, right? And that's what people do all the time. They quit. They take the easy road, and the easy road will become hard. So you choose. That's it from me for today. I will talk to you again in the next training tomorrow. Bye for now.